Hi, I'm Micki.
Hi, I'm Kat.
We're Cat and Mouse Astrology. Welcome to the full moon eclipse. Ooh, in Taurus.
Moons.
Yeah, this is a Taurus eclipse, which is earthy, material, physical,
Beautiful.
grounded,
Luscious.
luscious. Ooh, I like that word for Taurus. Yeah. And we've got Venus. Boy, Venus is just the brightest light in the sky right now in so many ways.
It's her degree of exaltation.
She is finally a happy camper.
And
She's
conjunct
just,
Jupiter. It's beautiful.
Yeah, joy, wherever you have Pisces. Hopefully you're feeling it. Hopefully you're swimming in some lovely water with this. And this is, this is a fairly long transit for Venus.
Oh yeah.
We've had a pretty long buildup, and it's going to hang here for a minute. We're going to feel this for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
As it moves apart, and we're still going to feel this because it's such a lovely configuration. Let's take a look. I'll share it. Share my screen.
Yeah, I feel like this new moon is a good example of how astrology isn't so much like a moment in time, like a blip, but like a build up and a crescendo and like something that lasts for much longer than just like these quick changes of the passing of the stars in the night.
Exactly. There's a, I don't know, a flavor. I like that word where there's a flavor to things with astrology, and the flavor doesn't immediately go from bitter to sweet. It blends for a little bit in between as you move from one flavor to another somehow.
Yeah.
It's like a nice meal. That's very Taurian too, right?
Yeah.
So we've got a lot going on here because we've got all of this in place. The node, the north node, where we want to be putting our energy towards our future, what we're building, is here in the same stellium in Taurus with Uranus and with the sun and moon. And sun, moon, Uranus is conjunct for all practical purposes. They're within 4 degrees. And we've revisited 10 degrees a lot over the last year. As a matter of fact, we've got a 1.5 year time frame that we can take a look at with this.
Yeah, Uranus has been hanging out there for a long time.
Right. I mean, it's been there years now, well, yeah, to get to this point, but it's the node I'm thinking of because we had our last eclipse 6 months ago, and that was at this Scorpio Taurus axis, just moving in there. And so now we're going to have the next two nodal, the next two eclipses are going to be with the nodal axis in Taurus Scorpio. So this is a 1.5 year long time frame we're talking about that we're 6 months into from last November to now. So that can kind of give you a sense of where we are in this timescape of things, if you will.
Yeah.
So the nodes, I think, are real fascinating. I've been kind of looking at that, and maybe we want to come back to that a little bit more and go in a little bit deeper with the nodes and their, the tension between Scorpio and Taurus, wherever you have Scorpio and Taurus in your chart.
Yeah, I feel like we talked about that 6 months ago, but that doesn't mean we can't talk about it again.
Exactly, because it's still here. I mean, and it's going to be here for again another year. But it's really highlighted now because of the combined meaning of change with the change of the nodal axis, the Taurus Scorpio, and us letting go of Scorpio, and the change required by Uranus in Taurus.
Yeah.
And this all being highlighted now with the eclipse.
Right.
And the eclipse itself, the eclipse's meaning is you're going to let go of something in Taurus. right?
You know what, Micki, can I just say on a personal note that this new moon at 10 degrees Taurus is happening at my Chiron.
Ah, interesting. So there's a big healing, and that's your 7th house.
It's my second house.
It's your 2nd house. Oh, that's right, of course, because we're opposite there.
Yeah.
That's my 8th house. So you're having a bountiful transformation in your personal money making ability, potentially.
Perfect. That's great.
Yeah. See, now this is where I've been. Let's dig into it here now as we're here.
Okay, might as well.
Might as well. This is what I've been looking at, because wherever anyone has this tension of opposites between Scorpio and Taurus, and it is a tension. A tension means you're pulling. It's not a compression like a square or a it's a tension. And when opposites pull, you get that tug of war going on. It's a different kind of a thing, I guess, is how I put it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to cough. But for me, this, because it's my 2nd 8th house, and for you it's your 2nd 8th house, this is impacting our money.
Yeah. Opposites. For you, it's other people's money. And for me, it's my money. Or just resources. It doesn't have to be money. It can be resources.
Springtime, my
It could be the
allergies
new organ that showed up, and I got to pull out my old resources of piano lessons in 1st grade.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so interesting. And when we deal with the tension of opposites, it's the give and take. And that's where we get into the, some of the symbology of astrology, the way it can be used helpfully, in my opinion, and I think a lot of ways other astrologers use it in our personal life, is to take a look at how we can work with the archetypes.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm supposed to let go of something in my 2nd house, that seems really scary, because letting go of something in my 2nd house means letting go of personal money making. So I've been kind of weird about that as I've thought about this. And yet, if I let go of my personal money making and I concentrate on money that comes from others through others, which fits with what I actually do, which is publish books, then it makes more sense to put my eggs in the basket of the 8th house.
Yeah. But Taurus is your 8th house. So wouldn't it be reversed with the eclipse in your 8th house? Do you need to let go of your reliance on other people's resources?
That's where the weird tension and pull is, because in fact, that would be normal if we were talking about the eclipse alone, but we're talking about the South Node.
Oh.
And the South Node in Scorpio, wherever anyone has Scorpio, the South Node is saying, let go.
Oh, I see.
Let go.
The South Node is the let go, not the eclipse.
Right. Well, they're both.
Okay.
And that's what creates this, that's what makes this tension of opposites so enhanced, is because wherever you have Scorpio, the South Node, over a year and a half, starting 6 months ago, and for the next year, is telling you to let go of something. And right now we have a big change coming, where this eclipse is saying, make a change right now and let go of something in your 8th house, or sorry, in my 8th house, in your area of Taurus, in your 2nd house.
Yeah.
So this tension of opposites is saying, essentially, let go of something both in Scorpio and in Taurus for the long-term forward-looking good of Taurus.
Mm-hmm.
So that's complicated.
And what else do you have in Taurus that might be a part of the mix?
Right.
Like I also have the moon in Taurus. So then it becomes a matter of emotional resources as well, and the emotional life.
Right. So I'll give an example of how one might work with the archetypes that was given to me recently, which was, so eighth house, if for myself, eighth house is Taurus, eighth house is death and regeneration, right? So it can represent, death and taxes and other people's money. So how might I work with a letting go energy there? Well, maybe I'd write a will.
Oh yeah.
Right? Work with that letting go energy in a really proactive way, so that a positive change comes from it, which is I've created something that may be of lasting good for my benefactors, and the energy was worked with. Because with Uranus, we can't predict what that change will be. That's the nature of Uranus, is it's unpredictable. Right? So we've got a change in the area of wherever the Taurus is, and that change is saying, let go of something right now because of the eclipse, or right now over the next 6 months. And this has been building up for 6 months. So what's been building up in your life in the area of Taurus that is crescendoing and causing a transformation, a change that will eventually mean a letting go? And the opposite of that is, what do you need to let go of in the area of Scorpio to facilitate that? So I think that's kind of complicated.
Yeah, that can be really complicated. I'm realizing that for me, 6 months ago, I paid off one of my student loans.
Ooh.
And so have slightly more money than I did 6 months ago every month.
Yeah, that's a big impact. Now, see, that exactly reflects this then.
Yeah,
That
right.
tension of opposites. Your first house now, your Scorpio second house now has more resources because you let go. You let go of.
I let go of someone else.
You let go of your eighth house. No.
Yeah, I let go of my eighth house, giving somebody else my money, or how somebody else paid off my loan for me, and then I had to pay it back myself. And
yeah,
money
it's
stuff.
fascinating. It's actually quite interesting. I think it's an opportunity for meditation,
For sure.
wherever you have Taurus and Scorpio, to take a look at, okay, what do I need to let go of, or what did I let go of 6 months ago?
Yeah.
How is that impacting me now? How will whatever change I make now in letting go impact me in 6 months from now? So again, if we work with the energy, our letting go can be a positive letting go. Some people with Uranus, there's just going to be a change, and it's just going to, be how we handle it that is the deal.
Isn't that always the case?
There you go. What if this?
Okay, so let's go through Taurus in the houses.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
So what if this was, we started with second, let's kind of go backward. What if this was your first house, Taurus?
If Taurus is your first house, then it's some sort of identity trait, something you identify with yourself that is maybe changing.
Right. Maybe you let go of something 6 months ago. Weight, for example. Somebody lost a bunch of weight 6 months ago. That would be their first house. Right. And so now it's having an impact, and it's changing. Maybe there's an eclipse, they're getting a divorce, and they've met someone new. I don't know. But that would be a way that it might play out. There might be another letting go that goes along with this, that's related to the previous letting go.
Or maybe you've been telling a story about yourself for a really long time that you suddenly realize isn't true anymore.
Right. And that sudden realization can really fit with this as well.
Yeah.
And Taurus, again, keeping in mind that this is a material, house of Venus that often is slow moving, and earthy, right?
Yeah.
Keep those archetypes in mind. So this might, you might let go of someone, though it's some relationship issue. You might have to let go of a relationship if it's the first seventh house axis,
Oh, yeah.
right? So what if it's the 12th house axis, 12th and 6th? If Taurus is your
That
12th,
could be like your, is that karma and health?
yeah. So maybe having, or work, maybe a job.
Or daily
Day-to-day
routine.
work, yeah, day-to-day activities, day-to-day job-like activities. Maybe somebody quit a job 6 months ago.
Maybe it's bad habits.
Could be.
Maybe if you've got 12th house Taurus and 6th house Scorpio, maybe you've got some bad habits that you can finally let go of.
Right. That perhaps 6 months ago you started thinking about, hey, I'm going to change my diet.
Yeah.
And now you're starting to see the results of it. And you say, I'm going to kick it up a level and I'm going to quit eating carbs or something.
Yeah. Or maybe you've got a secret that you should let go of.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like that. That fits very well with our 12th house configuration. Something around your inner life and its tension of opposites with your day-to-day activities.
Yeah, you've been hiding something.
Yeah.
You 12th house Taurus people.
Yeah.
Not being
Time
true
to
to
make a
yourself or
change.
not showing people who you really are. Or...
Could be. So what if it is Taurus in our 11th house? 11th house axis. You got Taurus in the 11th. You've got Scorpio in the 5th.
5th. Oh.
You may have 6 months ago let go of a creative project.
Yeah.
And now you're doing something that's for the greater good.
Community project.
Yeah, involved in a community project.
Yeah. Maybe it's time 6 months later to focus a little bit more on your own role in the community project and get back to your own creativity.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some sort of switch. Maybe you gave a little too much to the community and you need to give a little more to your own pursuits.
Right. It could be letting go of, one of too many volunteer jobs. Something like that. That's a possibility. So what if our axis has moved from the Taurus in the 11th to Taurus in the 10th? Now it's in the midheaven.
Taurus in the 10th or South Node in the 4th.
Right. So now it's your home, family, having tension with your outer life and your career goals. So maybe you let go of something in your family life 6 months ago. Now you're revisiting that and letting go of something in the area of your career.
I don't know how else to see that one.
What?
I don't know how else to see that one. You're just gonna you're gonna have a tension between your career and your home life.
Right.
Some transition there.
And you've already had a letting go 6 months ago. So what is the letting go now? The letting go 6 months ago was in your home. The letting go now is in your career area. So maybe you're going to cut back on hours to, work on a home life or a home project thing. Maybe that's where, and again, our major letting go is in the house of Scorpio.
Right. Yeah, the Taurus is the more of the transition, the North Node, because you're still headed that direction.
Exactly.
So maybe you're letting go of one thing in your career to pick up a new thing in your career.
Right. Or to balance your home life so that you can, focus more on your career. Maybe somebody gave up office space and they're not going to work from home. The opposite. Some change is being facilitated in your career area that will help with your letting go of something in your home area. If it's the Taurus Scorpio axis on the 10th and 4th house. So what if it's the 9th house? education, aspirations, travel. And that one's maybe, you know, your third house is your neighbors, your siblings, your little local running errands and stuff. That's what Scorpio was saying to let go of in favor of really sending the arrow out there farther.
Right.
But you're going to let go of something now in your ninth house area, if that's where Taurus is, to facilitate this moving forward in the ninth house in the future.
Yeah, now I feel kind of bad for ninth house Taurus people, because it's like they had a trip planned and maybe they have to put it off for a while.
Right. Right.
Or
And they
maybe
already
it's just like showing up. Maybe it's like, oh, in 6 months from now, I'll be going and doing this amazing thing.
Yeah, I could imagine somebody who let go of, you know, like eating out at local restaurants, their third house. You know, sorry, sibling, I'm going to cut back because I've saved money for my trip.
There you go.
For whatever reason, their trip plans have changed or will be changing. And they'll have to be a letting go in that ninth house as well. But maybe they'll save more money. They'll get a better deal on their trip and they'll still go in the future because, again, that's where we're headed.
Mhm.
Is North Node in the ninth house. North
Could
Node.
it be more philosophical? Could it be
Absolutely.
more of 6 months ago, you started to let go of some sort of ideology that came from your family life?
Yep.
And now in this new moon eclipse, you're getting some sort of affirmation about that rejection of philosophy and maybe coming into some sort of light of a different way of viewing things.
Yeah, that seems really likely and probable for a lot of people. 6 months ago, they let go of something in that area of Scorpio in their life that was third house.
Yeah.
And that was, you know, how do we place that in comparison to ninth house? I mean, ninth house is the bigger ideals, but third house is where you implement them. Third house is your mental activity. So it's, you know, third house is the area of where you're maybe getting together with friends going, yeah, yeah. And ninth house is where you're sitting alone going, maybe not.
Yeah.
So maybe you let go of some, you know, some interactions 6 months ago with, you know, local or, you know, friendship type things that.
I mean, a lot of us have lost friendships over the past some years.
That's right.
Because of ideological differences.
Exactly. And now a change is pending in this area of ninth house ideology, but that's where that person is headed with Taurus in the ninth house.
Yeah.
That's where they want to be putting their energy is towards that travel, that change in, you know, that philosophy.
That new knowledge.
That new knowledge. Exactly. Education. Yep. So let's go to eighth house.
Okay.
Now we're back to the opposite axis. If Taurus is in the eighth house, which is you, right?
No, that's you.
No, that's me. See how confusing it is? Yeah, if Taurus is in the eighth house, then 6 months ago you let go of something having to do with your own personal money.
Right.
And now you're making a change with other people's money. And the goal is to head towards other people's money. As opposed to death or taxes.
As opposed to death or taxes.
And it actually makes sense for me. So
it is tax time.
It is tax time. It is tax time. You know, you let go of your personal money and you pay it to the tax man. And that keeps you out of jail. So you let go of the risk of.
Or you make the tax man give you some of your money back.
Yeah, that would be nice. Not for self-employed people, but yeah. So for me personally, I do see this because a year or so ago, I was spending a lot of time with my own work. And now in the area of publishing, now I've hired people that do that work. And I'm focused more on eighth house, which is spending other people's money.
Yeah.
Right? Spending other people's money in effective, hopefully effective, but in calculated ways to benefit their book being read and promoted. So it is a change in focus for me. So what did I let go of? Well, I let go of an income. I started paying that income out to others. And now I'm being asked to let go of something else in the area of Taurus, in the area of the 8th house, for long-term benefit in the area of the 8th house.
Yeah, yeah.
So it seems to me like what now I'm letting go of is time, unpaid time spent towards spending other people's money.
Yeah.
That may benefit me as well as them. And if it benefits them, it will benefit me.
Yeah. I would like to jump in here real quick and talk about the symbolism of this particular new moon. I think it's a good time.
Please.
For the degree at 10 degrees Taurus is the full moon shining on a fertile garden. And so when we talk about all of this letting go, it's important to, like you're talking about, for the future, like it will bring some future benefit. So like, it seems like there's a lot of loss in everything that we're saying right now, but it's all for the benefit of some sort of fertility that's coming, of some sort of abundance and ripening, the fullness of the moon. To have the symbolism on a new moon be the full moon on an eclipse, it's just this like heightened symbology of like, okay, we might be struggling right now, we might be having to let go of something right now, but it is for our benefit 6 months from now, a year from now. It's all about preparing the ground and the garden for some sort of fertility that's coming, some sort of abundance that's on its way.
You've got to pull the weeds to make room.
Yeah.
For the plants to grow.
Yeah, you gotta let go of something. Yeah.
That's right. The roots will be strangled if you don't first pull the weeds.
Yeah.
So pulling the weeds may be kind of difficult. I mean, it's actually physically difficult. And you're like, oh, that's a pretty weed. I like that dandelion. But do you want to have a lettuce there or a dandelion? You know, that's the choice. And so we got to pull the weeds. We got to let go of something in order for something else to grow that we want more.
Right, right.
So it's interesting. And, you know, would you read 10 Aquarius, 10 Taurus for us again?
10 Taurus. Oh, wait, did I read the wrong one? Oh, I was reading the wrong one. Sorry, guys. That is part of it. That is part of this new moon.
Right.
But the moon
I thought so, yeah.
is a woman sprinkling flowers.
See, yeah, that's what I thought. It's like, okay, that so fits with what.
Yeah.
With what this is. And what was the one you were reading? Was that?
One I was reading was the Venus-Jupiter conjunction.
Was a Venus-Jupiter conjunction. So both of those are so relevant because they are the bright lights in the sky right now. I mean, that's what's happening. What's in the Taurus area and with the tension of opposites in the Scorpio area and what's in the Pisces area. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and share it again just so we can look at that Pisces.
We'll get to Pisces soon. But yeah, it's sprinkling flowers, fertile gardens, fullness of the moon. Like that is the point of the letting go.
Exactly.
Of this eclipse. So we were on 8th house, right. And
so now we did the 7th house, but we did the other side of the axis. So if the 7th house is Taurus, if the 7th house is Taurus, you let go of something 7 months ago in your personal, or 6 months ago in your first house, and you know who you are. In what it could be, you changed your appearance, you changed it could be changing of a job, you lost some weight, changed a diet, changed some habits. And so now there's a need for making a change in relationship for the long-term goal of relationship. If Taurus is in your 7th house. And Venus is backing you up. Whoever has Taurus in their 7th house, you've got a real positive opportunity for change because of that bright Venus. And that's the ruler of you, if that's the ruler of your 7th house.
Yeah, because Venus ruled Taurus.
Right, and ruler of the seventh house anyway. So that's, I would say, for people who have Taurus in the seventh house, there's a real positive opportunity for positive change here.
Yeah, at this particular new moon, because also it's happening with Venus at her degree of exaltation at 27 Pisces.
Exactly.
So it's a powerhouse day
Right.
for Taurus seventh house people,
And powerhouse next 6 months.
which is Scorpio rising, if you're Scorpio rising.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If there's Scorpio rising, there's real potential positivity coming their way. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a sixth house Taurus, then maybe you let go of some secrets.
Mm.
You told a secret 6 months ago, or you let go of maybe again personal habits here, hidden things.
Mhm.
Maybe you went to got some counseling and your subconscious was revealed. You let go of some baggage.
Yeah.
And so now 6 months later, there's an opportunity for change in your area of work or health.
Yeah. Daily routines.
Maybe somebody had surgery 6 months ago that impacted their appearance,
Mm.
and now they're letting go of something like the I don't know, they can now get back to work.
Hmm.
That one seems too straightforward. What am I missing here?
I don't know. And maybe it's has to do with the perfectionism of the sixth house.
Good point. Yeah.
Maybe it's a good time to try to like let go of a little bit of your perfectionism. Sixth house
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, because sixth house is where you're headed. With Taurus
Yeah.
in your sixth house, you want to be moving in that direction, but there's something that needs to change, something you need to let go of to facilitate that.
Yeah. In terms of daily habits and or I just keep thinking perfectionism. Let go of a little bit of your perfectionism to have more satisfaction in your daily routines.
Right. Especially if the change 6 months ago impacted your appearance.
Mm.
Maybe let go of your perfectionism as it relates to yourself so that you can move forward in the work you want to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. So fifth house Taurus. If it's a fifth house Taurus and the tension is between the fifth house and the 11th house, something you let go of 6 months ago had to do with being involved in groups with others. And you're moving towards your own creativity, or maybe you had to let go of the nightlife because you're pregnant.
Oh.
You're gonna have a baby,
Mm-hmm.
or you're gonna give birth to something. You have to let go of something still. Maybe
Maybe your baby is metaphorical and you need to just get it out there into the world of something that you have been creating for the past 6 months, but you're not letting go of, and you just go ahead and let go of it so you can move on to some other new thing that you're creating.
Very good. Yeah, I like that one a lot too. Exactly. And this is very, Taurus in the fifth house. That's fecund. That's fecund creativity, man.
Seriously, what's that
This,
rising?
yeah, this could be
Capricorn rising.
Is it? I can't tell off the top of my head because I'm looking at it.
I mean, I'm counting backwards and it looks like it's a Capricorn rising.
I think you're right. It is Capricorn rising. Yeah. No, that's kind of interesting. If it's Taurus in the fifth house, again, something that you let go of 6 months ago, you need to let go of something a little bit more, but you're moving towards a creativity, letting go of something that can help you accomplish whatever those creative goals are, whether they're physical or metaphysical.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right. Let it go. Get it out there. Sing that song. Sing it in public. It's okay.
Yeah.
So if it's fourth house Taurus, Taurus is your home and family, and the 10th house is Scorpio, where you let go of something 6 months ago. So 6 months ago, you let go of something in having to do with your career or your goals in favor of your home and family. And that's where you're moving towards, is your home and family. Now you could be moving to work from home. You know, that's always a possibility with the 4th, 10th axis, but you need to let go of something in the area of home to facilitate where you're moving towards with home.
Yep.
How do we flesh that out a little bit more?
I think you nailed it. But there's some surprise coming too.
Oh, there's a surprise coming in the area of your home.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, and again, maybe you're going to bring somebody else into your home, and that's your change, and that's going to really increase your focus on your home. So something was let go of 6 months ago in the area of your career, but it's all about your home life now. That's where you're headed. Hope that's where you want to go. So 3rd house, Taurus, it's your day-to-day activities, it's your siblings, it's your run around, you know, with your friends stuff, it's your mental stuff, your day-to-day thinking, you know, how you process things, where you're moving towards, and you're letting go of the 9th house. You're letting go of the big philosophical in favor of the little, let's, you know, hang out with my sister stuff. You let go of something 6 months ago. Maybe you didn't have that trip. Maybe you stopped going to school, but you let go of something 6 months ago, and now you're going to need to make a change in your 3rd house, but you're moving towards whatever it is that's in your neighborhood, in your locality, in your mental processing.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. Something's being eclipsed there. What could that be? If I gave up a trip, or I'm thinking if somebody quit school 6 months ago, and they're moving towards, you know, like maybe going back and forth to work in a, you know, in their hometown or something, and something has to change though in order for them to continue moving in this direction towards, you know, this mental activity or this work, this local work, or this friend's sibling.
Close connections.
Yeah, these social connections. And obviously, you know, more social connections are going to happen with that letting go. Maybe you have to let go of a toxic friend so that you can hang out with your other friends.
Yeah.
Because they're tired of the toxic friend or something.
Yeah. Maybe you need to let go of your online forum community and be a little bit closer to the people you could actually see in person.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah. So if it's the 2nd house, Taurus, which is what our chart,
yeah,
which is what our chart shows, that's where we started from. And so we're back to the beginning again. And I'm still going to say, you know, the change and the eclipse there in the Taurus area, wherever it is leading you to something that is going to offer more fecundity, whatever area of life that Taurus is in.
Abundance.
Yeah. And what we see is a really nice, you know, this area is almost, you know, we've just left the conjunction with Neptune and Venus, and we're just now having the exact conjunction, but this has been building up for a while. You've been feeling this. And again, it's not going to go away instantly. We're going to feel this, you know, for another week or so until everything starts to move into Aries. And so this is just a lovely, the visual I have in my mind is a sparkler. You know, I mean, it's beautiful. It's not necessarily for anything but beauty.
Yeah. It's a beautiful garden lit up by the full moon.
It's a beautiful garden lit up by the full moon. Yeah.
With a moon gate.
there's some energy towards this as well, because Mars is joined, but Mars is second fiddle to Venus. Mars is underwater swimming, as we talked about last time,
Right.
or treading water. Mars is back there going, Venus, wake up. And Venus is like, no, I'm swimming with Jupiter. I'm swimming with the big boys now. And Neptune is like, everybody's underwater. We love it here.
It's so dreamy.
So dreamy. So, wherever Pisces is, that is the place to really get your joy on, I think.
Man. I personally feel like I need to go meet up with my friends who talk to dead people.
Where's your Pisces placement?
My 12th house.
12th house. Okay, of course.
And my south node is 26 degrees Pisces.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Yeah, so you want to work with that symbology. That's
what I'm saying. My south node currently has Venus and Jupiter at it. So, which is very past life lineage, karma, but glorified. And then I have the moon and the sun at my Chiron, which is also karma in a way, in the sense of your old wounds and your healing pattern. So I feel like I need to go talk to some mediums.
Yeah, this seems like we're like an ancestral healing.
Yeah, right?
Right. I mean, one of the things that I would think might benefit is looking back at your female lineage for 7 generations.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing what those grandmas have to say to you.
Yeah.
There's, there may be some message there may be some healing that comes through the water.
That's what I'm saying.
Of the 12th house that's available to you now. Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Really interesting. That's really interesting. And for me, again, we have opposites. So Pisces is my 6th house. And I've been, thinking for a long time, this is when I need to write. Why am I doing these other things? This is when I need to use my creative imagination.
Right, your daily habits.
And this is part of my daily habits. So, I spent the last few nights writing, and I love it. I mean, I love to write, and it's all just so watery, and it's such a flow, and there's no editing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a complete flow. The editing, where's that going to happen? That's going to happen here in the future with a little Saturn in Aquarius. I'll come back to some editing, but right now it's also dreamy. It's the flow that we have to go to wherever that Pisces is, and just allow it to be.
Yeah,
just allow it to be. It's big flow. It's a big current. Big things are washing over us, and there's a springboard with this Taurian change. Whatever change we're going to make that the eclipse is highlighting, I feel like it's, excuse me for this analogy too, it's like, have you ever gone out to the end of a diving board and you bounce a few times?
Yeah.
You don't bounce, you're just testing the board.
Right.
Bouncing a little bit. I feel like that's what we're doing now. We're just testing it. And we're going to take a big leap.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. I have not gone political the whole time here, you notice.
Yeah, good for you.
I'm going to go political now. And I think it's a positive political thing, because the change that I've noticed in looking at the geopolitics is finally, those countries, including us, who have been dependent, and I mean a big dependency on the dinosaur.
Yeah.
It's represented by the bear, Russia. Russia, if you read anything about big oil, Russia is big oil personified.
Okay.
That is their practically oil and gas is their only commodity. And right now, with countries finally, they've been murdering people, committing war crimes for what, 6 weeks now. And finally, countries are going, oh, decision makers in countries are going, well, maybe we need to cut back on our dependence for gas and oil. And of course,
Right.
what's happened is Russia went, I'm not giving you any more gas. I'm not giving you any more gas. Screw you.
Mhm.
And Poland, what's going to happen? Well, what is going to happen? Here's where the positive. What's killing the world? Gas and oil.
Yeah.
We know this. We know it's true. Everybody knows it's true because when the spigot was turned off, when the airlines quit flying, and when the cars quit driving, the animals came back out, the skies cleared, and we saw, whoa, we could actually clean up the earth pretty quick.
Right.
It freaking is possible to clean
Yeah.
up the earth, but you have to either one, care about the bottom line, care about how much money you're making, Jeff Bezos, Jeff Bezos, and send your dick into space. How much energy does that cost and what kind of pollution does it create?
Motherfuckers.
You have to be really into being a real sucker of the earth, or you have to be into saying, no, we don't need your oil and gas, we're moving to a different direction, which requires some sacrifice. So all that stuff we've been talking about 6 months ago, what did we get let go of collectively? What did we let go in the area of our national and our international lives that was scorpionic? What do we need to move completely away from? It's the freaking dinosaurs and their dependence on oil and gas, the literal dinosaurs, the rotting dinosaur bones, and the people that are dependent upon those rotting dinosaur bones. All those people that have taken money from oil and gas, you can see, you know them, because the decisions that they make are against life.
Right.
They are pro-death in every way. They may say they're pro-life because they're anti-abortion or whatever, but they're really pro-death because they're pro-dinosaur.
Yeah.
And they're killing everybody on the planet. And what's the positive here? Well, looks like we're going to get away from oil and gas. And there's going to be some, minor letting go as we move towards, in the area of Taurus, we're going to have a change. Putin says, no more gas for you, Poland. And Poland says, fine, stick it. Germany is going to send us hundreds of thousands of solar panels. The United States is going to send us temporary natural gas supplies. We're going to fix this right now. We're going to let go of our dependence kind of in a painful way right now, right quick. But in the near future, we don't have any dependence on you anymore, Russia.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, and it would save the whole world. Russia is actually saving the world.
You just never know. Paradox is a funny thing.
Paradox is a funny thing. These tensions of opposites and how they play out in the long run. The man his face is filled with Botox.
Oh, I don't even pay attention. I hear his name and I just automatically think of that, like a little video from some years ago where he was riding on a horse bareback with no shirt on. I don't know.
That's the vision he'd like everybody to have. They should look at it now, all that
so
Botox.
much ego.
Yeah, so much ego, so much ego. So
all those billionaires.
Yeah.
Bezos and Musk and Putin.
Well, we had 400 billionaires before Trump. There are 700 billionaires now. We've doubled in billionaires. And I don't know this is just crap off the top of my head, but I have a feeling that for every 1 billionaire, there are 100,000 babies that are going to die of starvation.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So we need to get rid of the billionaire class. Sorry if you're a billionaire watching this. So, hey, we've got some fun stuff going on here with this thing. I hope everybody just gets out there and does something really beautiful in their Pisces area.
Yeah.
Water in your garden. What did we look at 27 degrees?
It's
That
a
is
woman sprinkling flowers.
That's the water in the garden.
Yeah.
And then what's the 10 degrees again?
10 degrees Taurus.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Shit, I wrote it down wrong. That's the woman sprinkling flowers, 10 degrees Taurus.
Right.
The woman sprinkling flowers. 27 is a fertile garden under a full moon.
Right. Right.
And we should point out that this is also Beltane.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's May Day, everybody.
That's right.
I mean, even though that's normally like a full moon thing, like there's the lunar Beltane, which is the full moon, but this new moon is happening on May Day or the day before May Day.
The day
It's
before
just
May
like
Day,
a
right.
whammo of fertile garden abundance blessings.
Yeah, it sure is. It really is. What is, out of curiosity, what is 23 Scorpio?
23 Scorpio. I didn't look that one up yet. I mean,
That's where we're letting go.
that's where we're letting go.
That's where the big let go is.
23 Scorpio. A rabbit metamorphosed into a fairy.
That's cool.
Shape-shifting rabbit turning into a different kind of nature spirit.
Wow. Okay.
Or, because there's always two options, crowds coming down the mountain to listen to one inspired man. That is probably something we definitely need to let go of.
I hope we're letting go of that. I'd rather have the morphogenesis with the rabbit and the fairy.
Yeah,
I like that one.
I like
So
that one
what's-
better. But if we
what's-
want to let go of, let's definitely let go of listening to inspired men.
Please,
Please.
let us please let go of listening to
Yeah.
inspired men.
I've been reading for a long time this 700-page book called The Dawn of Everything about the history of human civilizations, and they're saying that one of the original forms of domination is a charismatic individual.
Yep.
So it's like, let's just stop listening to individual inspired people, especially if they're men.
Right. We're supposed to be moving into the era of Aquarius.
Yeah.
And that's where, as a group, we make decisions and do things.
Right.
Rather than, now, of course, there's problems with that too, which we won't go down that boring
Right.
rabbit hole. But one inspirational man can ruin the whole freaking world.
It's true. It's true. So instead, we should listen to rabbits metamorphizing into fairies.
I like that. Yes, very much. Very much.
Which reminds me of this amazing book called Of Water and the Spirit. Have you ever heard of it?
I don't think so.
Water and the Spirit by Molly Domasome, who passed away this past year, probably about 6 months ago. And in the very beginning of the book, he talks about being a child in, I'm going to say Mali, being a very young child and following a rabbit into a bush, and the rabbit turned into this nature spirit called a candomblé, which is like a little like leprechaunish kind of thing. And he followed it through this like cave in a bush into this like parallel universe. That's how this book starts. It's amazing. Called Of Water and the Spirit.
Oh, that's so nice. I like that. I
Amazing.
gotta
So
check that out.
there are bunnies that metamorphose into other nature spirits.
Right. Well, a rabbit is a powerful Celtic symbol.
The rabbit.
The rabbit is
It's more
powerful-
fertility. Yeah.
Right. Powerful Celtic symbol, and beyond just fertility, because it's the spiritual and the metamorphosis, like you're talking about, and the fecundity. So fecundity is all over this thing. If you want to get pregnant now,
all over this chart.
this is time.
Women sprinkling flowers, full moons lighting up a garden, rabbits turning into fairies,
Yeah.
sailors pulling down their old flags and putting up new flags. What's that one from? That is that's the black moon.
Uh-huh. Ooh, that's perfect too, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
Neptune is still at the purging of the priesthood.
Yeah.
Saturn is A man turning his back on his passions to teach deep wisdom from his experiences.
All of these.
Pluto is retrograde now, still at a large aviary.
Now I find it really interesting that this letting go that we're in has a long-term part of it too. I mean, we've had Pluto in Capricorn changing the ways that we look at government, transforming
Right.
our ways we rule ourselves, and that's been there since 2008.
Mhm.
And I think it's really interesting that a lot of people, myself included, sort of felt like we went into a twilight zone, like about 6 years ago, like this weird, like what happened? We entered the wrong door in the metaverse, and here in the real metaverse. Not that there's even a real metaverse. We entered the wrong door, entered the twilight zone. And now I wonder if this is an opportunity and time for us to move to a different place.
Yeah, shapeshift.
Yeah, shapeshift.
Yeah.
So, well, this seems like a good place for us to stop, let people think about where they want to do some shapeshifting and enjoy the Pisces area of their life, wherever that is.
So watery. And I will say one more thing. Mercury will just be moving into Gemini, which is its home sign, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
And the symbolism for this degree of Mercury at this new moon is the glass bottom boat revealing undersea wonders. So we've got this great Pisces thing with Neptune and Venus and Jupiter all and Mars all in the watery Pisces, and Mercury is going to be all watery too and be like, look what's in the water, isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
Look
Yeah,
what's
and actually I just realized
you in the watery
it's
depth.
It's not a sparkler. It's when you have that light and you shine it underwater and suddenly everything turns from gray and you can see the colors.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because it's not really gray under there. There's bright greens and fluorescent blues and all this stuff. And when you have that right light on it, suddenly the whole thing lights up like the coral and everything is just, yeah. So I think we have this opportunity. That's what that symbol shows us, how we can look now and see, we may look back and say, yeah, but it's just a gray rock. But shine that light on it again.
Right light on it. It sparkles. It
sparkles. Exactly. Well, thanks for listening to us, and thanks for joining me, Kat, in our journey of this really pretty cool eclipse.
Really beautiful moon. Happy Beltane, everybody.
Happy Beltane.
Great sacred sex.
Yes, absolutely. In the woods.
Or the fields.
Or in the fields. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.